Crikey. I think she thought my finger was something edible for a second there.
Animals are cute and adorable for the most part, and strike us humans with an amazing appeal towards them. For example, somebody wants to be like a lion, strong and fierce. Others, like me, want to be a hippo, slow and lazy. But there are some animals that nobody wants to be because they have faces only a mother could love. And I'm not exaggerating one bit. That brings us to this video. Don't grab any snacks for this one. You might not like what you see. Welcome to Animals Wow TV. On top of today's list, we have an animal that was actually considered the ugliest animal on Earth by the Ugly Animal Preservation Society. I didn't even think that was a thing. They did that just to raise awareness about such animals, but it did make it to the top of the list when votes were cast. These guys only look like this on the surface, and that's because they live more than a mile down in the ocean and in pressurized water. Nonetheless, this thing is pretty ugly and looks like an actual blob, hence the name Blobfish.
It's happening. It's happening. This is how he moves before he eats. Oh my god, it's happening. Oh, unless he smashed the tank. Oh, you got him? Oh, he got him. Oh, he got him. Oh my god. Oh my god, gone. That's it, dude. Gone. Toast. Just like that. Just like that, guys.
Here's an animal that I mentioned in a previous video. Do check it out. It's still one of the most bearable ones on this list. The ii is a lemur that belongs to the island of Madagascar, and it, for the most part, looks like a monkey that's highly overdosing on caffeine. These guys possess the longest middle finger on any animal I have ever seen, and unlike us humans, they use it to forage for bugs and insects within trees or other places. Kinda hard not to see this animal flipping you off from a distance.
Crikey. I think she thought my finger was something edible for a second there. When it comes down to it, they are pretty fierce.
These are a species of bats known as horseshoe bats. The name comes from the fact that their noses look like the shoe of a horse, as if a horse kicked them right in the face and gave them a permanent look. Now, some bat species are actually pretty adorable, but these guys are far from that list. Their noses are as big as their ears, and I don't know what kind of mutation caused that to happen. I wouldn't want any of these to be living in my attic, or anywhere near I live for that matter. For most people, the sea lamprey ranks at the bottom of a list of cuddly or endearing species. Lampreys are eel-like creatures with sucker disc mouths that may grip onto their prey and then suck sustenance from their hosts with their rasping tongues. They're almost perfect movie villains in that way, looking like a mix between a zombie and a starved space alien water snake. This would undoubtedly be the case if Dracula was resurrected as a fish.
Wow, that suction is unreal. Oh! Yep, something's happening. Something is definitely happening. Oh, it's grasping down tighter. Now, what's interesting about the teeth, okay, it let go, so I want to get a good look at yowzers. Man, that just makes my whole body squirm. And when that thing pops off, it's like a really strong suction cup just coming off of my arm. Look at the way that the teeth...
The marine hagfish, a cousin of the lamprey and maybe the ugliest fish on the planet, has long been misunderstood. Science has speculated for years about how it may absorb nutrients while scouring the ocean floor. The thing is so ugly that even the scientists don't know much about it, probably because they don't want to go near it. Hagfishes have slime gland batteries and 90 to 200 related slime pores that run the length of their bodies. Listening to this could have been the icing on the cake if the face and name of this fish weren't enough. When I was a kid, I thought vultures were cool because they were massive and are able to intimidate a lot of predators like hyenas, leopards, and cheetahs. The dark and mysterious vibe they put out somehow appealed to my back then gothic personality. Then came along these Californian vultures that make me dump that sort of aesthetic because just look at these guys. They look like unfinished chickens that had their heads roasted in a hot fire or something. That lone feather on their beak really doesn't do them any justice, so why even have it in the first place? Next on the list we have the proboscis monkey. Just take a long look at their faces and tell me, do I need to go on any further? These guys have the biggest noses I have ever seen in my life, and they aren't even like our noses. The noses of these guys are just fat and nothing else. Apparently they use these noses to attract potential mates. I don't know what sort of female would be in love with this nose, but it apparently works. Another contender that we have when it comes to weird noses is the star-nosed mole. These guys are pretty cute until you look at their noses. Yep, that's where the name comes from. Unlike the proboscis monkey from before, that star-shaped nose is just as useful to these guys as it is ugly to us. That's because these moles are practically blind and they use this ultra-sensitive schnoz to help them see. They act like fingers and help them read the area around them and sense any potential danger that might be nearby. Next, we have a slimy round boy. The Chinese giant salamander is one of the world's largest salamanders as well as one of the world's largest amphibians. It's a totally aquatic species that are only found in Rocky Mountain streams and lakes in central China's Yangtze River basin. And that's good because these not so pretty animals can stay as far the hell away from me as possible. They too have a pretty featureless face and not to mention are pretty slimy to touch. Ah yes, elephant seals. The animals that scarred me from Happy Feet, the movie, when one of them sucked on their own nose. I have forever, after that movie, believed that these animals are pretty gross. From their fat, full of blubber noses to their nasty snarls, these guys tick all of the disgusting boxes. These animals are completely unhygienic and do not clean themselves one bit and let the water do the cleaning instead. I would stay away from these rolling logs as these guys are pretty heavy too. The ocean surely is vast and harbors the ugliest animals out there. The gulper eel is no exception in this regard. It's a deep sea fish, of course, that lives in such darkness that it has no concept of how unattractive it is to us. In any case, it's unlikely to care. It's just what they do down there. Gulper eels lack the large, lengthy teeth that many deepwater fish develop in order to impale and catch other fish or squid. Crustaceans are supposed to be eaten significantly more often, with fish and cephalopods being a rare delicacy. Do you remember how terrible Jaws was? Imagine running across a goblin shark patrolling the ocean's pitch-black depths. The goblin shark is unattractive for a purpose. Pores run at the underside of its lengthy snout. These connect to electroreceptors which detect electric fields in water. When it comes upon anything such as a crab, fish, or octopus, it uses its spiny teeth to stab it. These guys can dislocate their jaws at will. This list would not be complete if there were not any frogs on it. Taking the cake for this is the Indian bullfrog, and boy do these guys look apart from the rest. Their yellowish color is strictly made worse with blue air sacs under their cheeks. The way they start to inflate just makes things even less appealing. Imagine popping that with a needle. Ugh. Another turtle that makes its way into this list is the exotic mata-mata turtle. These guys have a head that resembles a dead leaf and are masters of camouflage. Its unattractive head is covered in warts, growths, and ridges. Because the flaps of skin on the side of its face are extremely sensitive to the currents created by adjacent fish, its forward-facing eyes aren't its primary technique of obtaining food. This alien-looking thing may resemble a potato that's developed shoots after being kept in the pantry for too long, depending on your point of view. You could think that it's a fat snail with legs. You might even find it endearing. These interesting critters, however, are sea pigs, and they reside 1,000 meters below the surface of the ocean. Alright, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Do smash that like button if this video was to your liking. Comment down below which animal you think was the creepiest looking. Subscribe to our channel if this is the sort of video that you like to watch. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and take care.